Good day, fine feathered friends. My name is Paige Byrne, and I'm the illustrator of Songbirds, written by Shelton H. Shelton. And today's inspiration comes from the cardinal, and it also comes from the poinsettia plant that is so popular around Christmas time. Yesterday, we shared two books, and I just want to show you those two books. So, The Legend of the Poinsettia, this is the one that's written by Tommy DePaula. And then the one right here above, we have this young girl holding this beautiful bouquet of poinsettias, and you can read about the legend of that poinsettia too. So I'm here to work on drawing the cardinal today and all those, also the poinsettia, but I'm really excited about in learning myself about the legend of the poinsettia and putting these two together. So I'm going to go ahead and get my screen sharing my sketchbook. And if you've got some reds and some greens and a little bit of black in your marker box or your coloring book box, get that out. All right, let me calm down. I'm just so excited about these two working together. All right, so let me get started. All right, here we go. Okay. For the cardinal, now the cardinal is going to use those same shapes, the circle for the head, the triangle for the beak, and the oval for the body, and then the little extra long triangle for the tail. And the poinsettia, I learned from reading that book and wondering, when they're here, sometimes we just see them in the store, we just see them already in their beautiful little pots with foil. But I was thinking about, what about in their natural setting? So learning that they thrive in the country of Mexico, and that they grow on these short shrubs. So I'm going to put my cardinal resting on a short shrub right there. Okay, now the cardinal has a mohawk. So when I start my circle, just a little bit of mohawk. When I start my circle, I'm going to go out for the triangle for the beak, come back down. I'm going to right at the top of the head. Our mohawks will be a little different, I understand, but I just went up, kind of straight across and back down, and then I'll finish my circle. And I'm estimating that my body will be right here, so around this little oval shape. And some artists like to sketch it out in pencil first, and you might be one of those too. So sketching out that oval, then on top, my wing lines can go right in that oval area where the body is, and I can erase that pencil oval later. And then for my tail, I can go, it's kind of triangular to a point, and notice how I rounded my triangle to make it a little bit more feathery, and you can do that too. And then I'll bring my body right in there, and then my tail feathers down. And I mentioned that I wanted to put, I'll just bend the little legs, but I wanted to put my cardinal on a branch of a poinsettia. So I'll pull that out in just a minute. Oh, did I accidentally give him 4? Oh, well, 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay, and then my branch is coming underneath, 2 straight lines parallel, coming out from under, going up, and then I'll just spread out a little bit. It almost looks like the letter Y, and then back in. So you can, slow that down. I know I went kind of fast there, but starting with that circular shape, estimating the oval in pencil, and going over those wings right on top, and then our triangle for the tail with the rounded tip, and then I moved on to the legs. And I wanted to go back to that picture that we were sharing I was sharing earlier, because what makes the cardinal so special, if you check out, you see that little mohawk, but if you check out just below the mohawk, around his eye and his beak, he's got this wonderful black mask. So that's what I'm going to focus on. It goes out from the beak to the eye and curves back down into his chest and back up to the beak. So that's what I'm going to remember when I'm sketching that out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my eye in just about right there, and I'm going to go out to the eye, curve down, and back. And I see that I had to make a little adjustment with my drawing here, but that's all right. I can, everyone is different. Every bird, every person, we're all birds. Well, we're not all birds, we're people, but you know what I mean. Okay, and I can camouflage that if I wanted to make an adjustment there. Okay, so now we can put our color in, and I wanted to give you guys, see how you can just camouflage something that you want to fix. And I wanted to give you all a couple of coloring tips, because in looking at that cardinal, the photograph, I noticed that there were some light reds and there were some dark reds. And just like if I wanted these feathers to be kind of calm and matte, and maybe I wanted his eye to be shiny, I could use ink and then a colored pencil. So those are good things to think about when you're trying to get different effects. So for the red, I want to pull in a little sunshine on his feathers. I want to pull in a little bright red and a little dark red. So, well, this one's practically orange. Sometimes it's hard to see. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just where the sun is shining, I'm just going to put maybe on the tops of his shoulders a little bit. All right, I'll put a little bit of that yellow in there. And then when I go in, yeah, this is my rosy red. So the rosy red, the darker red, I'm going to put along the edge, maybe a little dark feather tucked in underneath. And then my bright fiery red, I will use as the main fill color, just like we saw in his mohawk. So I'll get back to finish coloring my cardinal in just a minute, but let's switch over to that poinsettia that we share, especially around the world, but especially that it thrives in Mexico. So let's get to that poinsettia that symbolizes the Star of Bethlehem, right, which guided those wise men to Jesus. So what I'm going to do is start with the center of the poinsettia. So I'm going to draw the little center, and when I look at them, and let me go ahead and let's check that out. When I look at these poinsettia drawings and illustrations, I'm noticing the center first. I decorated so much our quote here from our author Shelton: sing the song God has put in your heart and you will change the world. But right here, and isn't that the truth? So that's what when you read these books, you'll see how their gift from their heart is the best gift. But when we check out this poinsettia, we've got these little dots and little tiny shapes in the center. And then out from that, we have our pointy shapes, which we can kind of like a starfish too, right? We'll bring those out from the center here. All right, so let's go back to our drawing. And we'll start with our little yellow dots. I'll do a nice little cluster in here. And then out from that, and let me switch to my pen. The first couple petals, I'm going to do small. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I put those dots out there because that's my goal. I'm going to swing out from the middle and go to the point. Swing out from the middle and go to the point. Swing out to the point. You got it, all the way around. Swing out. They almost look like leaves at this point. And then you just keep on going around. But when you go around, I'm just outlining my center. When you go around, you go in between. So now I'm going to put a dot in between the first ones that I did. And instead of going on top, I'll go behind. Go out from behind. There we are. Out from behind. There we are. Out and back in. Out and back in. And it just kind of keeps growing. Every time you add a dot, we could even do a last set of dots. So I'm going to go in between these two, in between these two, in between these two, and in between those two. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it just kind of grows and grows. And our poinsettia gets larger and larger. And then it kind of has that kind of starry look to it. And once we add the yellow and red, it's definitely going to start looking like a poinsettia. And I'll go ahead and put some leaves in here to remind us that this cardinal has found a lovely place to sit in the natural habitat of the short little shrub where a poinsettia loves to thrive and grow. And for the poinsettia, I'm going to mostly use my bright red, and I won't have you guys watch me color this all in, our bright red, and then I will put our dark red kind of going in like that, and maybe go overlapping the veins so we know that the poinsettia is getting plenty of water, and it can make that long journey from Mexico, or that long day on its way around the world to help everyone celebrate. So I am going to finish adding color to my drawing, and I look forward to seeing your poinsettia. And remember, artists, when you go to our website, Songbirds, it's songbirdscreations.com. And when you go to our website, or you can send us an email, and send us an email or post it on Facebook, and then we'll put it on our website and our Fine Feathered Friends gallery. Okay, artist, Merry Christmas to you. And remember, the best gift is to give from your heart.